Hello, everybody. This is Larry Lane in Hollywood, California. This is our Brain Abundance Monday night testimonial call. Just want to welcome you all to the call. Thank you for being on time. We do have an incredible call tonight. Every Monday, we really get to talk about Brain Fuel Plus. That is our amazing product here at Brain Abundance. And tonight, you are going to hear some amazing stories, some amazing testimonials from real people that are having great results on this product. So if you will, for the next 15 to 20 minutes, if you'll just turn off all distractions, turn off the Facebook, you've got some great life-changing testimonials, and we really want you to hear the power of what is being shared tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and kick the call off. I know Mr. Noel Floyd, one of our great leaders, is having a big meeting tonight at his house. We've got a lot of great house parties starting up, and one of his guests there is going to be Larry Brown. So I really wanted to bring Larry on and just have Larry Brown go ahead and share his story first. And, you know, I got to meet Larry. We've heard Larry on the call before, but he really does have an incredible story. Not only is he building a great business with Brain Abundance, but he has an amazing testimony with Brain Fuel Plus. So, Larry Brown, just want to make sure you made it on with us.
I'm here, Larry.
You sound great. Take it away.
Okay. Hey, I want to share several things here for just a minute tonight. I really got into Brain Abundance because I needed the additional income it would provide. Some people may not need that, but I did, and I think that's probably what attracts most of us to begin with, or a lot of us, is that we needed the income. I felt my friends and family would understand that and be very supportive. I thought it was an opportunity that most anyone could afford to get started in. Price point was wonderful. It wasn't some overpriced trading dollars for dollars type of opportunity. For less than $100, you could get started in a business that at least had the potential to provide a major franchise type of income. It's a simple one-bottle type of business, one product kind of business. And what I really want to emphasize here for the next few minutes is just the product. Forget about all the other reasons and just focus on the life-changing product. Won't make any medical claims, but what I want to share is what I found to be true of Brain Fuel Plus over a period of time. On July 6th, 2014, I began taking Brain Fuel Plus, and this week, after all this period of time, I realized another way that Brain Fuel Plus has benefited me. But I want to share several things with you in the way of benefit. One of the problems that I was experiencing back last July was that even though I was taking Ambien and had been for maybe as long as 10 years, I couldn't sleep. In just a few days after beginning on Brain Fuel Plus, I began to sleep through the night and awakened, rested, and clear-headed. And I began to feel less stressed and calmer. I've been experiencing unexplained pains in places where there weren't any joints and shouldn't have been any pain, especially when I lay down at night to go to sleep. I was having severe back pain, and on 2 occasions before, it had to go to a pain management doctor for epidural injections, and had asked my family doctor to schedule another appointment for me so I could get the injections again. But those pains disappeared, and I either didn't have any more pain or else the pains dropped to very minimal levels. One thing that we don't often talk about, but I think is important for some of us older folks, is our bowel habits. I saw a change in my schedule, going to the bathroom. Started taking Brain Fuel Plus, and got on a regular schedule of going just once a day. My blood sugar readings, I was running fairly high. My doctor told me that I was insulin resistant, and I would have to take large doses of insulin. And I was and still do continue some pretty high doses to this very day. But my blood sugar readings dropped 20 to 30 points on a regular basis every morning fasting, and that was a good thing for me. Another thing that I noticed, and these things I just kind of seem to notice, all of a sudden it just dawned on me that this has happened. This is good. This is something that's happened because I'm taking Brain Fuel Plus, and have changed nothing else. Well, one of the things was that I had this horrible, ugly toenail fungus. It looked kind of like those terrible pictures they show on television when they're advertising this high price and potentially dangerous drug to get rid of that fungus. And one day I showered and I was drying off, looked down, and all of a sudden I noticed that my toenails were mostly pink again, and the fungus part, the infected part, was growing out off the ends of the toenails. Something I noticed this past week was that all my life I go to bed at night and I feel clean when I went to bed, and I wake up in the morning and I feel oily and just kind of coated with oil and felt inhibited. I couldn't do anything until I got in the shower. And the last few months I've kind of noticed that my skin, the condition of my skin has been improving. But this week it just dawned on me all of a sudden that there's a real change here. I don't wake up feeling that way anymore. And I feel like I can, if I need to do some housework or yard work or something, that I can do that without any problem before I take a shower. Now, I'm not saying these things to make medical claims, but the thing that has dawned on me is that Brain Fuel Plus does help everyone that takes it, but it seems to me that it helps us all in a different manner. Our brain is truly the most important organ in our body, and it controls all of our body functions, and it doesn't seem like that it doesn't just happen magically. It's not like taking a prescription and expecting to get results in 2 or 3 days. It's not a tonic for your back. It's not an elixir for your blood sugar. It's not a magic potion for your bowels. It's nutrition for your brain. And when your brain begins to function the way it ought to, then over a period of time you begin to see great improvement. Every all-natural, tried and true ingredient in this product crosses the blood-brain barrier to nourish our brain, and these ingredients are put together to work synergistically in our bodies. And when our brain gets the proper nourishment, it begins to function better in controlling the system of the bodies. So the longer I take Brain Fuel Plus, the more benefits I discover from its use. And I probably should say that during the 6-month period that I've been on Brain Fuel Plus, the only change in my regular medications has been the elimination of Ambien as a sleep aid and reduction in the amount of insulin I take. All my other medicines are the same. And over the last 10 years, I've not experienced many changes in my medication, and so this has been wonderful for me. I think about it, and I'm getting my bronchitis back, so I'm going to be quiet here in a minute. But I'm really excited to think about what might be the next benefit that I discover. I am convinced that there are folks who tried Brain Fuel Plus and they haven't discovered these benefits immediately, and so they quit. They quit too soon. But proper brain nourishment is needed by 100% of the people on this planet that we live on. And that includes both the super healthy and those who have many health deficiencies. The super healthy won't notice benefits as quickly as those who have a lot of health problems because there are just not as many benefits to discover. But I believe that even those with wonderful health will benefit from taking Brain Fuel Plus. Just suppose that you began to take the product now and you were so healthy that you didn't notice any change at all for, say, the next 5 years. But if somehow you had a magic looking glass and you could see that while you hadn't felt the benefit, that Brain Fuel Plus had prevented you from falling ill from some debilitating illness or problem, what would that be worth to you? Well, to me, it would be worth an awful lot. I can't say you'll experience the same benefits that I have experienced, but I do believe that you'll benefit. And my message tonight is when you start taking this wonderful product, don't stop. Just keep going. and it'll either help you to be healthy or keep you healthier. So, Larry, with that, I'll turn it back to you, my friend.
Hey, Larry, thank you so much. Incredible job, and I really appreciate you being on tonight. And I know you're heading into the meeting now, so again, great job, and I'm happy for you, just like my dad is having so many great results from this product. I'm going to go ahead and keep the call rolling. I'm going to bring up an incredible lady now, and, you know, I actually met Stacy through the company. I've met so many great people that I've never known before in networking that I actually met through Brain Abundance. And Stacy Floyd is one of those people. I know she's building an incredible business because her son, Noel Floyd, is one of our top leaders in the company. But Stacy also has an incredible story and an incredible testimonial about Brain Fuel. So, Stacy Floyd, did you make it on with us?
I'm on, Larry. Can you hear me?
Yep, you sound great. Thank you, Stacy.
Okay. Thank you for having me. I want to say, first of all, what Larry was talking about, I didn't realize how many things that I'm experiencing that are so similar to what he is. But to tell you a little bit about my story, I, too, got in to the company because of the business opportunity. And when my son called me, he said, you know, Mom, I've got this thing I'd like you to look at. I got so excited over the phone. Well, I went ahead and I ordered a bottle, and all I was looking for was focus, more energy, and, you know, sleep better. Never expected any other results at all. And I was going to tell you that I have several health issues. I'm type 2 diabetic. I have low thyroid, and I have plantar fasciitis. If you're at all familiar with plantar fasciitis, you know how excruciating that pain can be. It had just about made me immobile on so many levels. I was working at a school system as an interpreter, and when the kids would line up and go down the hall, I struggled to keep up. The teacher would be in the room with the kids, and I would struggle to keep up. I was watching older teachers just zip in and out of rooms, and I thought, what is wrong with me? So I went to the doctor, several different doctors actually, and, you know, complained about my feet hurting and could not get a diagnosis. They told me it was arthritis, all kinds of stuff, and nothing they tried helped. Finally, I saw an orthopedic surgeon, and he said, well, you've got plantar fasciitis, and you'll always have it. Here's some medical foot wraps. You need to wear these 24/7 just to take them off to shower, and here's some anti-inflammatories and pain medication. And I said, I don't want to do the pain medication. I just don't want to do that. And he said, well, you know, my wife has that, and it's just something you'll always have. He put the foot wraps on my feet, and immediately I knew that it was a true diagnosis because my pain just about went away. And I was able to walk out of that doctor's office, and I thought, oh, this is awesome. I would get to feeling better, and I would take the wraps off, and I thought, I don't like those ugly things. I'm just going to, you know, not wear them. And I wouldn't wear them for a few days, and I would be right back where I was. I was hurting so bad all day, and then at night, my sleep was fragmented. I would sleep maybe 45 minutes to an hour at a time, wake up with muscle spasms or Charlie horses, whatever you want to call them, in the arch of my feet several times a night. I couldn't stand for the covers to touch my feet. Any kind of weight on my feet hurt. So I ended up in the recliner, just all propped up with pillows. But I had started taking the Brain Fuel Plus, and I would say about somewhere around 2 weeks into it, I noticed that my feet didn't hurt as bad. Now, they still hurt, but, you know, it wasn't that excruciating pain. And I thought, you know, something's going on here. I thought I was having a good day, and I kept taking it, and I kept feeling better. Now, it took a good 2 months at least for the pain to almost about 95% be gone. I am doing things now that I have not done in, you know, years without that pain. I've been hiking, fishing. We walked up and down a rocky slope. I have been walking out on the farm, and today I got up on a ladder and painted the ceiling. I didn't even think about how do I have to step so that my feet don't hurt when I come off the ladder. That thought didn't even enter my mind. I got down and I thought, you know, I didn't even think about my feet while I'm painting the ceiling. I also have had a lot of hair loss because of my low thyroid and low energy, of course, and then I've got ridges in my nails. Well, I did have. when I showed the doctor, I went to the doctor, I said, my ridges and my nails are gone. And she looked at it. She saw it. She was feeling of it. She said, well, they are, aren't they? And I showed her my hair. The hair loss is not nearly as bad. And she said, well, that Brain Fuel Plus must have a positive impact on your thyroid. And so that was a good plus there, just to know that. My A1C is down 2 points. And I'm embarrassed to say that I did not do anything on my part. I should have been on my diet and stuff, but it's down 2 points. The only thing I have changed is I've started taking the Brain Fuel Plus faithfully for 6 months. People, we run into people in close family that see me now, and I think it's just amazing. Those that know my struggle with the plantar fasciitis and the history of me having to wear those foot wraps, and they see me walking, and I'm not even thinking about it anymore. I don't think about my feet, and that is amazing. They see that, and they say, you're looking good today. You're feeling good. And I say, let me tell you about this. Of course, then it is so easy. My family, my coworkers, my friends, neighbors, different people that we've ran into, they all want to try it. I would say, it's not a miracle in a bottle at all, and it has not cured my plantar fasciitis or anything. It will not. But it has eased my pain. I really do believe that this is why I'm not experiencing that horrible pain. But I think, like Larry was saying, if you just feed your brain what it needs, you just can't help but feel good. Back to you, Larry.
Hey, Stacy, thank you so much. Incredible job, and congratulations. I know it's an amazing product, and you're building a great team, so thank you for being on with us tonight. The last speaker I want to bring up tonight, I've had her on a couple of times too, but one thing you're really going to hear is you hear, Larry, his results. You just heard from Stacy. She's getting results. And this is another story. This is another story that we've had on, and Jennifer and her son, this is something that affects millions of people. So we've got a great product, and it's helping so many people. But if you really listen, you can hear how many more that need a product like Brain Fuel Plus. So I really want to bring on tonight Jennifer DeZita. Jennifer, if you'll just come on and share your story with everybody. Jennifer, are you there?
Yes, I am, Larry. Can you hear me?
Yes, doing great. Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay. I've been with Brain Abundance since about March of last year. Discovered the company by accident. Decided to try the product. Was looking to earn some extra money from home. And I was blown away by the product. I started out using it myself. And just listening to some of the testimonials, I was like, I wonder how this would do for my son. He was 9 years old, severe ADHD, high doses of medications, and anybody that takes high doses of meds or knows about ADHD medications, the side effects can be very severe. And for my son, he couldn't gain any weight. It was majorly stunting his growth. 9 years old, and his 6-year molars were just barely starting to come through. And, in addition to that, very underweight, 65 pounds and, almost 5 foot tall, 65 pounds. He has some anxiety issues that the ADHD meds made worse. He had no skin on his fingertips because he peeled all the skin off. He was peeling his nails off of his nail beds. He got into liking basketball but couldn't play basketball at school because every time he dribbled the ball, his fingertips would start bleeding because he had no skin and no nails. We actually ended up at the emergency room one night with a blood-borne infection in his finger because of him picking the skin off of his fingers. So I really looked at this and went, I wonder, would it work? And I was going to wait until the school year ended so as not to possibly mess things up at school. But on a Friday afternoon, evening, he was picking at his fingers so badly. He was actually making them bleed. right as he was picking at them. And I said, that's it. I told him, CJ, I'm taking your ADHD med out of your med case. You're going to try brain fuel tomorrow. And he asked me, what is it, Mom? And I explained it to him. And so and he's like, okay, Mom, I'll try it. Gave it to him the next morning. And, I'm with him all the time, so I don't always notice if he's being better behaved the same. But to me, he seemed about the same as on his ADHD meds. And he liked to hang out with one of the neighbors. She always knew when it was time for him to take his meds. She could always tell. So she went and hung out with him, or he went and hung out with her, and she didn't notice anything different. He was as he would have been if he had been on the ADHD meds. So I gave him brain fuel over the weekend, and then I had to decide whether I sent him to school on Monday on brain fuel or not. And I figured, you know what, I live a block and a half from the school. If I have to, I can take over the ADHD meds and give it to him if he's not doing well. Kept my phone near me, kept checking my email to see if I heard from my son's teacher. I never heard anything. A week went by. 2 weeks went by. Now, during this time, my son started coming home from school. Mom, I actually ate lunch at school. Mom, I actually ate my snack and my lunch at school. Mom, can I have a snack? I'm hungry. My child had not had an appetite for 3 years. So at the end of 3 weeks of sending him to school on brain fuel, I had not heard from his teacher once. Nothing good, nothing bad. So I was like, okay, it must be working. I went in over to the school when they let out and caught his teacher, asked her how she's been for the last 3 weeks. And she's like, fine, maybe a little more attentive than he's been all year. My jaw dropped. And she's like, why? What's going on? And I told her, I took him off of his ADHD meds. And her jaw dropped. She's like, what did you put him on? And I told her Brain Fuel Plus. It's an all-natural supplement. I wanted to see how he would do, and with all the issues that we have with the actual medication. And she's like, you have me sold. He's doing wonderful. He's concentrating. He's paying attention. He's not as antsy as he was on the medication. I'm like, okay, awesome. Now, figure when I put him on Brain Fuel, he was 9.5 years old. He was about 70 pounds, and he was 4'9". This past December, just over 10 years old, 5'1.5" and a healthy 110 pounds. He no longer looks like a starvation child that's just skin and bone. He's got he's got something to him other than skin and bone. He's in 5th grade this year. And, it's harder work. The teachers are getting him ready to go to middle school and changing classes and having multiple teachers. And he actually came to me a couple of months ago and said, Mom, I'm stressing out. It's so much harder this year. I'm starting to pick at my fingers again. What can we do? Now, for 4th grade and over the summer, he took 2 brain fuels in the morning, one when he got home from school. And, it kept him good. He was able to concentrate and everything. And I said, CJ, you know what? Let's try it this week. with a third brain fuel in the morning. Let's see how you do. And I let his teacher know that I was making an adjustment to it and that I really needed to know some feedback on how he was doing with the change. And, my son told me, Mom, I feel like I'm doing better. What's Mr. McLaren, my teacher, saying? And I got a hold of the teacher, and he's like, he's not as antsy. He is more focused, and he seems calmer. He's not as nervous about everything. And I'm like, awesome. That's what I want to hear. And, it's not a Brain Fuel Plus is not a cure-all. It's not a magical pill. But to me, this all-natural supplement has done more for my son than all of the medications that the psychiatrist has prescribed. We don't have the side effects. He sleeps well. I don't have to worry about him being up until 10 o'clock at night. He will get tired and just go, good night, Mom, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock. No fighting. And, he sleeps through the night. He gets up in the morning. He takes his medication. And then we go on with the day. And one thing that I didn't realize until after he was on Brain Fuel was that the prescription meds that had him so, calm, he didn't want to get up and go outside and run around. He would rather sit and read or build with his Legos or play Minecraft than get up and run around. And now, he was all excited. He got a bicycle for Christmas. He'll go outside. He'll ride his bike. He'll go out and play with the neighbors' kids, where we didn't even realize that he wasn't doing that before. Because he'd come home, he'd do his homework, he'd sit and read, all good things, but he still needed to get out and play. And my son loves his Brain Fuel. So that's my son's story. Thank you, Larry.
Hey, Jennifer, thank you so much. Incredible job. Really appreciate you being on tonight. And congratulations to your son, because I know your story. When we have stories like this, we always have people the next day that are saying, hey, can you get me in touch with that lady, Jennifer last night that spoke on the call, or that lady Stacy or Larry. So we really appreciate you coming on and sharing your testimonials, because that's the reason Brain Fuel Plus is in 167 countries. My personal story, 15 months ago now, Eric Caprisi reached out to me about brain abundance, and I had just left another company, and he said, I've got a great product. It's called Brain Fuel Plus. I think it's going to be incredible. And the real powerful thing is when Eric showed me that product, I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about the compensation plan. Right when he showed me the product, I thought about my dad, who has had a massive stroke 3 years ago. I thought about my grandmother, who was just diagnosed with dementia, actually right around the time Eric called me. And then I thought about my mom, who was taking care of both of them and had so much stress that she couldn't even get to a phone call without bursting into tears. So immediately I looked at the product. And, and I started, I told Eric, I said, this is a great product. It's unique. I said, we can take this product around the world if it even does half of what you're telling me. And, then the product came out in December of last year. Everybody started getting the product, and you started getting amazing testimonials just like you heard tonight. And, now we're in 167 countries. Our product is helping thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people already all around the world. I was just in Miami, Florida. I just flew back this morning. I'm back in Los Angeles now, but we had leaders in from Russia. We had leaders in from Poland. We had our top builder the last 2 months. He's been on the leaderboard. Jordan Keys was there, Jelena, and then we had some incredible people from Poland. But the thing that is really apparent in 2015, Brain Abundance is going to grow and grow and grow because we've got some amazing people that are coming in. You hear stories like you heard tonight. You know, Jennifer, how many moms or dads would love to have a product like that, even if they tried their child on it with a 30-day money-back empty bottle guarantee. You just heard a story that affects millions and millions of people. You know, Stacy and Larry sleeping through the night. You know, how many tens of millions of people would love to get a better night's sleep? Hundreds of millions of people would love to get a better night's sleep. How many people are dealing with anxiety, depression, you know, stress? I mean, stress, that's why we have thousands and thousands of people from Russia. We have thousands of people from Vietnam. We have thousands of people from Spain. I can go on and on and on. But the thing is, people all around the world have the same issues, whether they speak German, whether they speak English, whether they speak Spanish. Everybody wants to get a better night's sleep. That's what we have with Brain Abundance. That's what we have with Brain Fuel Plus. And, you know, just like Larry said, it's not about curing anything. You know, Larry mentioned 6 things tonight because I counted them because I took notes. 6 things that this product has helped improve his life. Even if 1 or 2 of those things had happened when he took Brain Fuel Plus, I promise you, Larry made a great $59 decision. But he's got 6 things that have happened. Stacy mentioned 5 things that Brain Fuel Plus has helped her with. To me, it's about what you can do for your loved ones, what you can do for yourself. If you can make someone's life a little bit easier, if this product helps them and they get results from this product, that to me is what it's all about. What it's done for my mom's on every single call. And, you know, my dad was a networker for 43 years. He taught me everything I know about this industry. But one thing about it, my mom was not a networker. And a lot of times, you know, my mom was just thinking, oh, here comes another one, here comes another one. And there's a lot of people in our family, you know, if you're a network marketer, sometimes people look at you, even your own family members, you know, in a negative way. But see, one thing about my mom is she's not a network marketer, but my mom does believe in Brain Abundance. My mom shares Brain Fuel Plus every single day because she's seen what it's done for her husband, she's seen what it's done for her mom, and she's seen what it's done for her. And, you know, if I've never made a penny, and I say that, but it's true, if I never made a penny with Brain Abundance, just what it's done for me and my entire family, for their health and making their lives easier, that to me is definitely worth the $59 decision. So one thing about Brain Abundance, if this is your first time on the call, what we want you to do is try Brain Fuel Plus. We want you to try and get your own results. Try the product. You've got a 30-day empty bottle money-back guarantee. You've got nothing to lose. And when you hear amazing stories like you've heard tonight, that should be the key. You need to try it because Dr. Baruzzi is on every single Saturday call at 1 o'clock Eastern. And when you really hear the science behind the product and why the product does what it does, you know, just like Larry said, you can't get the right nutrients to your brain in the foods a day. So when your brain starts getting the right nutrients, you really, really start to see incredible things in your body. And that's why we have testimonials like you heard tonight. So I just encourage you. Eric Caparisi is listening tonight. I was actually messaging him, but he just wanted to let all 3 of the speakers know, Jennifer, Stacy, and Larry, he's going to send you 3 bottles of Brain Fuel Plus, and you're also going to get 3 tickets each for our contest because you came on tonight and you shared your amazing story. So if you will give me your addresses, we're going to send you 3 bottles of Brain Fuel Plus each, and you're each getting 3 tickets. We are having a contest right now at Brain Abundance. Anyone that comes in January, if you sign up 3 new IBOs that order their 1 bottle, you are going to get a ticket for the contest. We're going to be giving away flat screen televisions, computers, phones. We've got so many incredible prizes. We're going to be giving away January 31st. This started all the way back at the beginning of January. So anybody from January 1st that has brought in 3 new IBOs, you get 1 ticket for every 3 new IBOs. And all of our speakers tonight each got 3 tickets. So, again, I want to thank Larry, Stacy, and Jennifer for being on the call. If you would like to share your testimonial on one of these Monday night calls, we would love to have you. These stories and these testimonials are the reason that Brain Abundance will be in millions and millions and millions of households all around this world. We've got a product that works. We've got a 1-bottle business, and you've got something that a lot of people need. All you've got to do is share it, let them try the product, let them know they got that 30-day empty bottle money-back guarantee, and I promise you can help a lot of people with brain abundance in 2015. So everybody have a great night. Thank you so much. Good night.